This is the Normal Nerds Podcast, where two very normal dudes talk about very nerdy stuff and whatever else we feel like talking about. I'm your host, Maxwell Streisand.
And I'm your host, who wasn't expecting that third phase of the boss, Dave Spades.
This episode is our weekly anime review, so sit back, relax, and welcome to the Normal Nerds Podcast. All right, Davis.
Yo!
Weekly anime review.
Yes, it is.
If you're a watcher of the podcast, you know I don't have many shirts.
That's true, yeah. I
I
never
wear
thought
on the
about that.
podcast, but I am wearing the same shirt I wore last week. That's because the Packers won again today, and pretty much you might see the Packers shirts every time they win. Not the same exact one because I gave up on that stuff, but
True. Well, that's good. I didn't know that. Yeah.
well, yeah.
Does it get too insane for you?
No, luck doesn't exist, so
Fair enough, I guess, yeah.
I was like, let me just move away for it. And honestly, once again, he's always right. When you move away from those kind of things, you get less stressed.
Yeah, it's true, yeah. Facts.
I
Yeah.
literally, the only thing that I will say is I hate when anyone, there's a lot of things I moved away from wearing the same shirt or doing the same thing, can't move positions, drinking certain beers at certain times, moved away from all that, but I do hate, and I think everyone who has a favorite sports team, no one likes to hear when your team is up, it's like, well, looks like they're going to win. No one likes that.
Yeah.
No one likes
Yeah,
that. It's just like,
like,
what are you doing?
I just feel now you just hinted to the possibility they don't now.
Yeah, I know.
That's
yeah.
my thing.
It literally happened actually in the game. The quarterback for the Titans, Will Levis, they were talking. He had a really great drive and played okay. And the announcer was like, "He's just playing so good. Like he's looking really good." And blah, blah, blah. They gasped up. And then the next throw he threw was a pick six.
Oh.
And they were all like, "Ooh, that might be on us."
Whoops.
But anyway, enough about football. Bills play.
Tomorrow. So tonight, when this podcast comes out.
Yeah, tonight when they
Yeah,
go down.
yeah.
So
Pump for it. Let's go, Buffalo.
who are they playing again? Jags.
Jacksonville, yeah.
So let's keep the podcast football spirits high.
I hope we destroy them. I hope we absolutely put our boot on them.
Yeah, I know all the talks about how like they're 0-2 against them in the last 2 years.
I
and
know.
everything like
I
that.
really want to get over that.
They're so bad though.
Yeah, but the only thing
Any given Sunday.
I love my quarterback. Josh Allen is a great guy, but he definitely gets in his head when he's playing certain teams.
Yeah.
Like hardcore.
That crazy
So.
poster downtown. You seen that? You had to. The Gatorade thing.
I have a picture with it. I went and got to a selfie when I was in down. When I had to go to my training on Tuesday.
I didn't see
I went
that.
down. I walked down there and took a selfie with it. I'll show you later. Yeah, it's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. I was coming back on the Skyway today. I could freaking see it from the Skyway.
It's
It's like,
huge,
whoa.
But let's talk about anime because we got a lot to talk about. Let's start out with the anime that is anime of the year.
Yeah.
And it better be.
Yeah.
And it just proved it again, once again, with this episode. What's My Hero Academia season.
Season 7. Man, this show don't miss, dude.
The show's awesome.
The show is. I didn't think. I thought they were gonna. I don't know. I didn't know what I thought they were gonna do this episode, but it wasn't this at all.
That's been this entire season, I think.
Yeah,
real
pretty
honestly.
much.
It's just constant, like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Not at all. Craziness. We're getting callbacks to the first friggin' episode in this one.
Yeah, with the
Sludge Monster.
Sludge Monster. Oh,
Yeah.
God, that took the worst.
Sludge person.
And also, great job on Pinky there. Like, what did she kill him?
Yeah.
The Sludge Monster. I think she
might
might
have
have killed him.
She might have, yeah.
Yeah.
She might have killed. No, she didn't kill him. He responded to Brainwash Kid, and he couldn't move again.
Oh,
Remember all the color flashed out of the screen?
Oh,
He
okay.
responded to him.
I was hoping she killed him. That would have
That'd been kind of cool. That'd
That
been
would've
kind
been
of
kinda
cool. It's like, oh, nice.
Now they killing's cool.
Kind of interesting that she puts on a normal skin tone when she.
I
dissolved
noticed
the water.
that too.
It was like, whoa. So Kirishima, in the future, you're like, just like gonna super dehydrate her? Is that what you're going for?
Well, it's one of those things where she's one of those characters. Once again, they did it again. Where I'm like, oh my god, really, this character? And then she does her like ability like strongly, and I'm like, okay, this actually is pretty powerful.
The
It's
acid,
a shit ton of acid that gets thrown at you.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's right. Yeah, it's nuts. Imagine if she threw that in Gigantamachia's face. Like, that would be nutty. It was really cool. Also, that they talked about like of course, Gigantamakia has a million different quirks, but I liked how they were like calling on the dog like. This one resonates with the dog quirk. It was like, okay, all right, cool. Of course he has that. Of course he does.
Of course, why not? Why not? I did like that. Like it wasn't all just. I don't remember where his head's Shinto. I know.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I know his name's Shinto, but like I don't know his hero name.
Is it Shinto or Shino?
I think it's Shinto.
Either way.
or Shino. I think it's Shino. Shinto's a religion. So
Yeah, it is. It's Shino.
yeah, I think it's Shino. Here or something Shino. It's H. Whatever. Regardless. Did like that it wasn't all just his ability. That big boy there. You know how to say his name. I always mess it up.
Gigantomachia.
Yeah. Just kind of resented All Might.
Yeah.
Not All Might. Probably does resent All Might also, but resented All for one.
He was just mad that he ditched him.
Yeah, which he did
Like 4 times now.
I know,
Like,
because he
geez.
sucks.
Yeah, I think I'd be pretty bad about it. It's like, dude, like boss man, like, come on, what? They locked me in a dark spot for a long time this time. He's been under concrete and earth and rubble for so long now.
And it was like just like alone in the woods forever.
Yeah, that too. That's like a long time there too. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I thought it was interesting. I think Shino's mind control definitely pushed in that direction.
Oh no, push it for sure.
I think I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about the show at all. I think story wise, to me, it just makes more sense that he still wouldn't attack All for One, but like, I'm fine with this storyline.
Well,
he's a big dumb guy.
No, but they did explain it. Is that Shino literally said it's not that Shino had so much time that like he just pushed that emotion even farther.
Oh, maybe that can make that make
so
sense.
like it wasn't like
okay.
I think like if Shino never gotten his way, he still would have listened to All for One and everything. But I think he just pushed. He had time.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Also, Mountain Lady there, she's getting beat up all the time.
I know the poor lady.
Yeah, I know.
Poor lady. She's doing work though.
Yeah.
Like when she had I forgot about Rule's power. That was pretty
cool,
dope. When she was just smacking down, it's like, give me another beating stick, and she was just taking cracks at All for One the entire time.
She's gotten beaten up in so many.
Yeah.
It makes sense because
this is the second time All for One's like later on her ass too.
Yeah, it makes sense because her power is so like
that's important. Yeah,
yeah, important, strong. And then obviously, even though I was like, we don't need grape juice. He did have a really great.
That's how good the show is. That's how good that show is. They can make you hate the character you hate the most.
Yeah.
Like General Criminal, last 2 episodes. Grape juice this episode.
Yeah, he had 2
Nuts.
phenomenal lines. Like, you don't want his power. It'll make you an edgy, dark teenager or whatever. He's like, don't you want mine to have the coolest haircut ever?
That was pretty good. Saying that to the Demon Lord, that was nutty. The third phase, a boss change threw me off too. I wasn't expecting that. I expected this to be like, it makes total sense for Ares' power. I like how they quantified it too. Like the more damage he takes, the faster the quirk heals him. Which that makes or like rewinds him, which is like very cool. I like it a lot. I just wasn't expecting it, and like because he's younger and more like virile or whatever, he like either has less control of his quirks or they're more powerful now.
I think they're more powerful.
Yeah, even though they're external, as Hawks was saying, which is cool.
I think I think that makes a lot of sense, and that's a good point out. I wasn't thinking about this, but until Hawks pointed out, it's like you'd think if he's going, his body's reversing, and the quirks were within him, the ones he had
at the time,
but they don't count as part of him.
They're external pieces,
and he stole Hawk's ability, which
that sucks. Even though he definitely didn't need to.
Yeah, and also even though he was like totally beat up and looked awful. How cool did Hawks look when he had the sword in him? And he was jacked out of his mind.
Yeah, it was pretty sick with the burns on his back. That was sick. Hawks was just right down to the end. He was like, "I'm cool. I'm cooler than you, bitch."
He is definitely.
But yeah, the younger form of him is pretty. It's almost scarier than the older form because like this one just looks like I'm gonna kill everything.
Yeah, and I could.
Yeah, probably.
Also, the changing of voice actors, awesome. That was
a good move. I will miss. I mean, he's still in Shigaraki, so we can still hear him. But I will miss All for One's voice.
I will too.
That voice acting was amazing. Oh my goodness, the beacon, light the beacon. There we go. But
for those listening, we just turned our sign on.
But I will miss his voice actor. His voice actor killed it.
No, it was absolutely. We'll definitely hear him again.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's in Shigaraki still.
I did also enjoy like. At first, when they cut to like the reporters, I was like, "What is this?"
I know.
And then, of course, it's My Hero Academia, so I was like, "Oh, this is so good!" Like I was like, just the way they're explaining it, how they're showing like business kids killing it, giving the live stream out. Randomly, the 2 like German-looking kids, I'm assuming, are like, "Where's Japan?"
I know. Yeah.
I mean, they're kids, so
they're
like,
kids.
why would they?
Well, each one of those cuts that we're seeing in there, I think I haven't seen the 3rd or 4th ones yet, but they're from the movies.
Oh,
like so the blonde girl with the giant chest and the glasses,
she looked
first
like
movie.
Oh, okay,
she's that girl.
I noticed. I was like, this girl's way too defined not to be something.
That everyone is always saying that All Might was banging. It's the daughter of his sidekick or his partner back in the day. And then
is he gonna be like way older than her though?
Yeah. And then there's she's of age, I think. And then there's
back then.
I don't know. It's just what the internet's doing.
Okay, yeah.
I'm talking about like right now.
Yeah.
And then there was the two kids are from the second. Like there was two small kids are from the second movie.
Oh,
on
okay.
the island.
I thought they were just random kids.
Nope,
though.
nope. And then
I even watched that one too.
yeah. And then I think the third one, I haven't seen the third one, so I don't know. But I'm sure and I haven't watched I don't even know if the fourth one's out yet. But knowing how anime works, we're just they'll shoehorn it in there for the future. So it's possibly that's that. But yeah, pretty cool stuff so far.
Oh yeah. I mean, this episode once again just proves why my hero is so awesome. Like, I'm really interested to see where All for One is going. Where is he going to show up? And like, obviously,
I mean,
we're gonna like. Even though Deku and Shigaraki are like in this cool fight that's going on that we can't really see yet, but that's fine. The next episode, the fight between Endeavor and Dabi looks freaking
does look
awesome.
Yeah,
it looks awesome.
Does look pretty
and
sick.
All Might's doing something.
That's where All for One's gonna head.
Oh, to go.
I think that's what I think they said. I think that's what Hawk said. Like something. I don't remember the line, but he pretty much alluded to there was one more person, and I think All Might's just gonna goad him into buying Deku more time.
It does say
Which
next episode is I am
be
here.
how he dies.
Yeah, he'll definitely die.
Although Deku was talking about it in the preview how something to do with All for One or One for All and like the Embers of the Quirk still. So like if for some reason we see one more like quick punch from All Might, I wouldn't mind.
It would be so cool.
It'd be awesome.
If he could just hold it for like literally like a second or something,
Yeah,
and that's how he sacrifices himself somehow.
Yeah,
just like
somehow, yeah.
yeah, that'd be really cool.
That'd be sick.
I will say once again, I do know the ending of the show, and it doesn't spoil the show at all for me, but it does.
Oh, okay.
It sucks.
That sucks.
It's not good at all.
Oh well, enjoy the ride till we get there.
But I don't think it ruins the show. It does ruin the premise of the show, I guess, but like it doesn't ruin the show for me because like this has been so good. It's not like Attack on Titan where it's like 3 phenomenal seasons and then 2 very whatever, like 50 very, very bad seasons.
Yeah.
It's just like a disappointing ending for me, but like it doesn't ruin the amazingness that we're seeing right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. Well, I'm gonna keep riding it high then. Also, a big fan of the before we get off this episode, Kirishima. Just coming in with Pinky there. It's like, you're still always my hero, Pinky. It's like, just bang already.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I know you're children, so I'm like, still.
There we go. Well, I mean, yeah.
They're not drawing like it.
Yeah,
But yeah.
100% not.
Well, that was
if
cool.
anybody, if guys look that jacked at in high school, they're all taking steroids.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Because nobody looks that jacked.
You're gonna have a lot of teen pregnancies there. But yeah.
Oh yeah, if ever. Well, I guess it would be one of those things. I guess it looks so normal.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah,
You'd
so-
be sensitized to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be so-
There are normies out there.
There are, but if you're in like the school where everyone's just,
I guess
jacked,
that's fair.
it's
Yeah. Or
And,
out of their mind.
I will say, the Dabi fight looks awesome next week, but the scene where like Ida comes in with Shoto, like real quick, that looks
That's gonna be fucking
super
sick.
cool.
I think that's in the opening. Actually, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
super
so
cool.
I'm excited to see where that all leads. But yeah, this was a fantastic episode.
Yeah, once again, just hits, and then like there's just so many things that are happening, like Dead Man's Army there, like what's going on with that, like it's just like there's so much going on.
I totally forgot about Toga and her like mental breakdown.
Yeah,
right now.
there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
and it's all good.
It's fantastic. Love my hero.
Then let's move on to the next anime that we are reviewing. We moved it up, Wistoria Wand and Sword.
Yeah, buddy. What an episode. It was just action left and right. And I
Yeah,
love
it was
it.
actually left and right. I did
Favorite.
before we got into anything, so I just love how they're like Wand and Sword. I was like, yeah.
Said the name, and you kept saying the name.
Yeah, they said it
many times. I was
very
like,
interested in these two witch like women who are.
I think one's gonna be the blonde hair kid.
Oh, you think?
I think that's gonna be. Well, why would he? Why? First off,
That makes so
why
much
was
sense.
he there?
Yeah.
When he popped up, I was like, "What is this?" And
That
he
makes
said-
a lot
then
of
he goes,
sense.
Remember, Will, wand and sword, and there's a crystal thing.
Yeah, what was that crystal?
I don't know if that's what went into the sword to make it a special sword, or
yeah.
I have no.
That
idea.
makes so much sense because I was like, how did he get down there?
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know.
And then maybe her like tutor is probably the other woman, maybe because she's got that person that's like with her all the time.
I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think it's. I think this happened way in the past.
Okay.
I think this is maybe with the first Maggie event.
But you think one of the women is Rosti?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they were both women.
Because he was on the first floor.
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't both women, weren't they? Both women.
They were. One was woman. The other one was cloaked,
close.
and like
Yeah, close,
and Rossi already. So,
That's true.
yeah, so
it's kind of a woman.
so, and he was on the first. Yeah. So, like, how did he get down there so fast? And like, also, like, got down there and nobody noticed him at all.
Yes. Also, that's a good point. And also, if he is one of the like these two conspiracy, not conspiracy, it's a word starts with like
Conspiracies?
Co-conspirators, I guess is the word that set these wand and sword thing up. It's really weird that you're like all over Will.
Yeah. If it comes out that he's some like ancient old person, I'm just like, this was already and then this got gross.
Yeah,
this got like
real gross.
This got like give Disney a call.
I did love though when Will's like, we have to fight the evil Grand Duke or whatever, blah blah blah. And Julius was like, you're ridiculous. Like, we never listen to you. This is so dumb. Blah, 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 blah. And then Wingle's like, I trust him. And then Colette's like, I trust him. And then Cino's like, I mean, he's right. I don't like what he's saying, but he's right. And then Leonna's like, I don't know. And Wingle's like, don't worry. He's like, I let him touch me. Which I was like, okay, could have phrased that a little different.
Yeah, that was weird. That was
and
interesting.
She's like, I trust him too. Julius is like,
perfect.
No, I just like Julius is like, it's like, all right, okay, well, I just got fucking body smacked by everyone else.
I got absolutely outvoted here. That sucks. And then Will gives him like pointers on how to use his
magic
magic better.
Was super
that was
cool
smart.
too.
That's a great application for that spell. I thought that was so cool. It made so much sense too. Like, why would the incantation stop?
And God, incantation spells are so cool.
Yeah, when Sion came in with his big one.
Cino, I love Cino.
Yeah,
he's so cool.
Like a quick turnaround for a character, and quick turnaround for all their characters, and they're fantastic, all of them. What was that? What was I just about to talk about? I had a good point. It did crack me up. That when they're going over the 1 to 1,000 point system thing and all that crap, pretty much if you slay something bigger on your own or slay something bigger, you're worth more. Essentially, makes total sense. I liked how in Will's greedy ass head, the first thing that runs through his head when he sees the Duke, it's like, it's worth this many points.
I know, yeah. I know.
It's like, you fucker, dude. Like,
well, and then I also did like Colette. She's like, well, obviously we should trust him. He knows more about dungeons than the rest of us. And I was like, that's true.
Yeah, I even enjoyed his little breakdown thing where he was like, I lost my glasses. I can't do anything without my glasses.
Classic. Like, they're Elfie's glasses.
Oh, no. And then Sion just beat the crap out of him. Which, like, Sion is such a good, he's just a solid character.
Oh, yeah. And then he's like, thanks.
I'm good now. It's like, why aren't you scared? It's like, that's my secret. I'm always scared. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's like, the best part of this episode, though, for me, was when Liana used her first magic like spell where she like got blocked by a magic circle.
The sword.
But her animation is sick.
It's pretty dope.
It's so cool looking. And then when her and Wingle were like fighting together, it did only for like a few seconds. It didn't really do anything, but it looked cool.
It was dope. Yeah.
That was the only thing that annoyed me. Is like there's times where like people are fighting it and they're like cutting over to people like talking.
Like, no,
go back to the
interesting stuff. I don't care.
Colette does nothing.
I know, she gave him a big sword that did nothing.
It was cool though.
It was dope.
No, it cut the wing off.
Oh, it did cut the wing off. You're right. They were supposed to be unbreakable.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever. Yeah,
I think he needed, and I think the reason, because at first I was like, why did he sacrifice his other sword? But I think he needed a magic sword.
Probably, but then his other sword became a magic sword.
So yeah, that's why I think it could cut through it, because it became a magic sword.
That makes sense.
Which, by the way, if constantly throughout the rest of the show is him just using magic, his sword turning into different type of magic things, like a lightning sword or something, I'm here for it.
Let's go. I'm down. I mean, there's light in this world, so we could technically have a lightsaber. Light magic.
That is super true.
And
then he's definitely gonna Zoro it with like Wignall, like
at some
like,
point,
and it's like a slash that goes
some
through.
wind slash thing. That'd be pretty
Zoro
sick.
doesn't need that because he's so strong. So
Zoro just cuts the arm.
Yeah,
so.
he doesn't need magic
with 1,000 mirror seas or something, whatever. So no, that was pretty cool. The combo move was great. Everything about it was a classic anime, like just we're gonna beat down on this big monster fight, and it was great. It was fantastic. I like how they had to retreat at one point too. But it was
you're right. Rossi definitely is
right
because like
remember it's not just wand or sword.
It's wand and sword. Because like how has the professor's not gotten there yet?
I know. I did say, but when I heard remember it's wand and sword, I'm just like,
no, I did the same thing. I was like, oh, okay.
Really?
And then he's like, wand and sword, wand and sword, wand. I was like, yeah, we got it.
Even before that, when it cut to like, oh, my wand couldn't get through it, and my sword couldn't get through it, like between Sion and Will, it's like, I see what's coming.
Really laying on there. I did see this one guy on Instagram who was just talking about a bunch of different anime, and he was like, "This one is very slept on," and I 100% agree right now.
Yeah, for sure. No one's talking about this one for some reason. Monosaski's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But it's just it's very slept on, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think, I think since Black Clover has been gone, which it's gonna come back eventually. This was a great thing to fill the gap for the time being. Like it's same kind of vibe, and it's super fun. We didn't even get to talk about it last episode. They're talking about how we did. How the flame wand is like the barrier might be breaking.
We did. We talked
about that. Yeah. So it's like there's like so much crazy stuff going on right now.
So that's what I like too. Is like instead of it like being like it's definitely going to be expanded beyond just the school and what's going on. With
yeah.
School and
so I'm
like
excited
that,
to see all that.
And honestly, good for them introducing like these two dark mages pretty much. They haven't really done anything.
Yeah.
I like that little tease of introduction.
Yeah.
Like, look how awful these guys are. They'll come back around later.
They'll be here later doing stuff. I don't know why you would want to be a human and bring demons into the world, but whatever. I mean, I guess they got along buddy with the Duke, so I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
And let's move on to.
Although I am concerned. This is only gonna be a 12-episode pony.
It seems like it.
And the next episode's called Wand and Sword.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I was like, that's episode 12. So.
Yeah, that's definitely 100% the last episode.
Yeah,
it's called Wand and Sword. Obviously,
it's gonna suck.
But that's fine because we have so much anime coming out.
October's gonna be nuts.
So it'd be fine if some of these would come to a conclusion.
Definitely gonna miss a week in October, but we'll be back after for the rest of it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of really good anime coming out.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Tower of God
Season 2. What are your thoughts on this right now? Think we should axe it? Shouldn't axe it? How do you feel?
We might as well keep it at this point.
Okay.
I still don't really care about too much with the show. But I don't not care, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I thought this episode was interesting to me. Like,
it was interesting, like story wise, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the setup. I can't wait to see the workshop battle and everything like that.
That'll be fun. And it was cool to finally see Gator Boy coming back and Coon actually was doing stuff and the whole team.
Yeah, I'm excited for all that. We'll see once again. Just in this episode though, I'm just like, wow, the animation sucks in this show.
It really does.
Because like anything that happens, they just don't even show it.
Yeah.
And then like it's bad. It's poorly. So I'm like, maybe they're saving it all for the workshop battle.
I doubt it.
But if it gets to the workshop battle and it's just the same level animation, I'm gonna be like, wow, this is garbage.
Yeah, this is pretty. Yeah.
The story was pretty interesting. It was interesting that Dan legs were just cut up by Rachel, which is even more douche move.
Yeah, she sucks.
Yeah.
She's crazy.
Yeah, she's
absolutely. And I did like his response, which was like, I'm gonna fucking show that bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna show her that I can still do shit.
More people hating Rachel is just the better.
It's always better. Well, she's unlikable.
Well, and I'm interested also, so when did the Fug contact her?
That's a good question.
Because that's what the guide was telling Coon there, is that pretty much they set that up.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
For Bam to get fake killed.
I bet it happened right after. So I remember when she watched Bam's little trial there, and then the asshole administrator guy, whatever the heck he was, the rabbit looking dude.
You mean the cool guy?
No, he's the one that gave her he shit on her, and then he gave her the opportunity to get her own story.
Yeah, but he shit all over.
He did, but then I think he sort of set up this whole debacle.
That's why I don't really think he has say. He's an administrator. He can't like tell people not to do things.
Pretty sure he said he'd give her a chance to do something like this
if she wanted to.
Yeah,
and he gave her a chance.
Yeah,
because he's just an administrator. He doesn't.
That doesn't make it not bad.
I'm not saying he's not bad. He's just neutral.
Okay.
He's a neutral.
Regardless,
first of all, I'm making assumptions.
Regardless, also I imagine that's when they made the contact.
Yeah,
I imagine he facilitated that kind of hookup.
Oh, I bet that was.
Yeah, that made the most sense because then she appears on the testing ground before the second floor, testing on the first floor, I guess technically, with her puppet, pretty much that big guy. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's probably when it happened. But I don't know beyond that. It's interesting to see us all. It's very interesting to see it coming together. I did like how Bam was like, "Let's not kill each other."
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's gonna be. I don't know. I was very intrigued watching this story, and even though I know Bam is Violet, whatever the hell. Violet. I was like, I still liked Coon going through the process of trying to accept that it was him.
Yeah, no, that was cool.
That was really fun. The shadows and all that stuff.
Coon, but bringing him back into the show definitely made it better. That was a huge plus of the show. He needed to be in it more. He just fits with the show, and his care for Bane was really good. And honestly, he fits with the crew really well. They're funny together. Like when they went back to his hideout, that was funny.
Yeah, that's true. That was
sad.
And super sad.
Because the bird dude.
I feel bad for the bird dude. I know I never got to see the bird dude, but I feel so bad for him. Like, I got to see him, but I never got to really know him, so I do feel bad for him.
But just even like it's just one of those things. As I'm watching, I'm like, this show is animated. It's not good.
It's animated terribly.
Like even like when they like Coon was walking with the gray hair guy. I can't remember his name. The older bald guy, whatever. Like the animation of that, I was like, this looks terrible.
Yeah, it's true. It didn't look good at all. I was like, it's also one of those shows that I was like, I didn't have to like pay attention to it that hard. Like,
no.
I'm pretty sure I missed like 3 minutes of dialogue because I walked away for a second. And
yeah, not really much really happened this episode.
No, not really.
It's just like more of like the beginning was really important when like, you know, Bam and Ran, I think is the guy's name, or Ran or Killua.
Yeah.
And that guy and the
funny girl,
left arm demon, whatever. That was interesting. But then after that, it's just kind of like just recuperating for what happened in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
The pacing of the show is a little weird, but
it's kind of all over the place.
But yeah, we were if it's like a 22 episode season, then no, we'll have to drop it eventually.
Yeah, facts.
Unless it kicks up hardcore because like it's gonna get into there's gonna be a ton of anime. We're gonna be talking
facts. We're not gonna have time for it.
Yeah.
It does crack me up though. It's like, man, I wish I had an anime body. I wish I could have an entire building fall on me and then just have a grenade go off above my head and then I'm just fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
I'm just totally I see some bandages on my chest. Yep. I don't know how those work, but sure.
And then they just like, you don't even need them really anymore.
Yeah. I did crack me up when the girl tried to burn them off like a moron.
That was funny.
Coon pretty much almost bodied the entire team.
That was funny because they're fools.
They're morons. They're so stupid. They're a bunch of goons.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens next week with I think they're getting into the workshop battle, so hopefully that'll be very interesting and hopefully animated well.
Yeah, I would like that to be a thing. I don't know. We'll see.
It's tough when you're watching like My Hero and then Wistoria Wand and Sword, and then you get to that and it's just like no. And then let's move on to One Piece.
Yeah, Egghead Island arc.
There is times where people say One Piece does have filler. This is one of those times.
1,000%. Well, that stuff wasn't even in the manga.
None of it was.
I like how they had to facilitate how Sabo got on the ship. Sabo just gets on the ship.
And also, we don't need to know.
No, I didn't need to know. Oh, it has to make sense as how he gets there. It's like, nah, I don't care. He can turn into fire. I don't really. My questions are gone.
Yeah,
I've suspended my belief on how he gets places.
And even though I actually am absolutely loving the VV and Waffle like back and forth, it's absolutely Waffle.
What'd you call it?
Waffle, yeah. Waffle back and forth, loving it, and it's hilarious. And all those scenes were super funny when she smacked him. Hilarious.
That was great.
But none of that happens. But it's just like this was one of those where I'm like, oh. What are they doing right now?
I don't know.
Because next episode is just a fucking waste
stupid.
of time.
We got to recap the Navy.
I know.
I don't care about any of the admirals. Screw them.
I know. Yeah, we don't need it. We don't need it.
No, because they're getting ready. They're getting ready for the one thing with the one admiral and the main stuff. Because it's probably gonna happen really soon. You know, and
I know all this stuff's gonna happen pretty soon. I think they're
That's why they're doing the recap of it now.
Yeah, they're animating.
Talk about him for some reason.
Yeah, animating Saint Saturn, like
that too. Yeah.
That's what they're really doing.
And Kizaru.
Yeah, no, I know Kizaru, but I was saying I think the main thing is like animating like.
I mean, that is why they're taking the break. But that's why they're doing the admirals.
But like this episode was like. This was the worst episode of Egghead.
I watched this episode in about 7 minutes.
Yeah, this was the worst episode of Egghead.
Yeah.
Like it just like.
This episode didn't need to exist. That's the thing. Like, this episode was a complete fabrication.
Yeah, it gave us nothing, and it was a lot of funny stuff, which is always good for One Piece. The Sabo thing was utterly was not needed.
Yeah, that was so useless.
It was good to see like the Gorsi and Emu talking there, and then freaking. Fingerling Garland or whatever.
Yeah, do his thing. Yeah, that was a cool character.
Oh shit,
garbage human.
Yeah,
I don't even know if we can call them humans at this point.
Yeah,
garbage creatures.
Sucks.
Yeah.
That
I hate that Oda makes me feel bad for a celestial dragon though.
Yeah, Don Quixote.
Marquis.
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah, it's very very Spanishy.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for him at all. But
no. Dumb.
He's also a dragon.
Yeah, so they suck.
Yeah, good job doing your thing. That was awesome. Helping out, blah, blah, blah. But you're dead now, so no one cares.
Fair.
Celestial dragons are the worst.
They are garbage.
But yeah, this episode I was like, this is filler.
Yeah, this was like, you guys just did this because you probably they probably put Team C on this one so
Yeah.
they could get Team B, A's and B to work on what's coming.
I bet you like literally no One Piece fans are talked about this episode. Like, there's like, are you this episode? Like, yeah. They're like, yeah.
Sabo got on a ship. Woo.
Yep.
Wapple called Morgans, which we also didn't need to see.
I thought he'd be in the episode more too.
I know, that'd be fun.
I was like,
That'd
Morgans,
be
let's
so
go!
Morgan. I
And then
love
he's just in it for like a second.
Yep, that's about it.
yeah.
So it was so pretty much 2 weeks to no One Piece, essentially.
Yep. Because next week there's no One Piece, and then
But then they talked about, it was cool. They talked about, for the viewers who don't read the manga, they did talk about, Emu being the someone from the past.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I was thinking about this too. It's like the immortality aspect, like the Op fruit can do that. So like that makes sense how they were talking about that. And they talked about the ancient weapon, and the Mother Flame got mentioned, which is awesome.
No, there was a lot of like, this is just like one of those like last episode and this episode probably could like combine together.
Yes, facts, yeah.
But it's okay because so much good stuff's going to be coming out of One Piece, and we'll be gushing about it. Like the One Piece, the weekly anime review will revert back to what it has been before, where we just gush about One Piece for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be kind of fun. I'm excited for that. Yeah, this is we're gonna be eating so well for so long. I'm surprised they're not taking like a month off to start like just to backlog all the episodes and get them done.
They should have done that.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
But they don't do that. They do weekly stuff. So
yeah, they have to. Yeah. So,
And then did you watch not another?
If I lied and made up the episode, would you believe me?
I would have, but
no,
no,
I didn't. I didn't have time. I'm 3 episodes behind now, so I will catch up by next week. So we can talk, because Cody's coming in, so we can talk to him. I can talk to him about it.
Oh yeah, because he's read the manga.
So I'll catch up by next week. I just didn't have weekends.
And I did watch Alya Sometimes. Had Their Feelings in Russian. This episode was incredible. As always, they gave their president speeches pretty much.
Yeah.
It's the end of the year, but they like talk, like give their speeches, getting ready for the next year, and then of course like the brother there, he just planned it perfectly. Like, just how to nail it.
Our boy.
Yeah, his sister goes up for... There's a whole scene in the beginning where they're, like, flipping a coin and to determine who goes first. And as the coin's midair, the sister's like, does he want me to go first? Or do I go first? Does he go first? Blah, blah, blah. And she has, like, all these deep thoughts in her head about, like, the plan. And I was like, just go.
So the younger sister was singing that. So they were playing 4D chess in their heads, pretty much.
Yes.
Or she just was.
She was,
but he got her.
Yeah, he got her.
Nice.
Because she went up first. She had the speech about all of her experience and blah, 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 blah. And then the maid girl went up and she was like, everyone's like, oh, she's so cute. And
block of wood.
Yeah, and they nailed their speech, but then Alya went up, and then Alya started speaking in Russian, which like confused the crowd. And they're like, why? And she's like, oh, sorry, I was very nervous, so I just reverted to Russian. And the crowd's like, okay, well, they all can. And it was all his plan. Who's going there? It was all his plan because he's like, they're gonna give great speeches, and then we're just gonna like pour water on the fire of the crowd because they're just gonna be confused why you're speaking in Russian, which it totally worked.
That's smart. That's smart. Ooh, I didn't think about that. That's super smart.
Totally worked.
Slow down the crowd.
And she gave a really good speech, and then he gets up and gives his vice president speech, and it's like funny and asking questions, and his was really, really good. And they convinced the two girls who they previously debated to give them their what the hell, like what RFK just did, endorsement.
Oh, nice.
Giving her endorsement, which the whole crowd's like, oh, wow.
Wild.
Oh my God.
How cool.
Yeah.
We're in high school.
Yeah. I mean, if my high school had that kind of stuff going on, it's super cool.
I guess that's fair, yeah.
And then, so I forgot to mention this last episode. They do like their school testing and you get ranked, whatever. And he wanted to get like top 30. If he didn't get top 30, they made a bet. If he got top 30, he could ask her to do anything that he wanted, one thing. Nothing too sexual, is literally what she said. Pretty much. Nothing too intense or what she said, pretty much. And then they're on the phone talking about this. And then she was like, okay, if you don't, then you got to do something I say. And then in Russian, she was like, first names. So she wants to say his first name.
Okay.
He got 33rd, so she won the bet.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, what do you want? What do you want me to do? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I don't know. I haven't thought about it, blah, blah, blah. And then he's just like, oh, I know what she wants. And then he's like, now that we're working together as vice president and president, it would be better if like we just use each other. He's like not even looking at her. He's like, our first names. So, and his like name is like Mashikin or something like that.
Sure.
And then they're all nervous and jerky about it and blah blah. But it ended. The school semester is over. Okay. So it's gonna be summer vacation. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah, good old summer vacation episode.
Yeah. So
love it.
So it's gonna be them like hanging out over summer vacation. So that means the beach episode is definitely happening.
Let's go.
But very great so far. If you're still not watching it, totally watch it. Still definitely in the high 8s for me.
Nice. Perfect. Good. I'm glad. It's a funny show.
Oh yeah,
I really gotta watch it.
it's great. It's absolutely it's an easy watch too. It's one of those.
I just love the line, "Sister of mine."
Yeah, oh yeah.
That one kills me every single time.
Oh, in the beginning of this episode, they were like going at it.
Yeah.
Like just shit talking to each other in front of everyone.
Everyone's just like, what's going on?
Yeah,
here?
they were like, yeah, it was really good because she like bamboozled Alya like the episode before. And he was like pissed about it, so he was just like, he was just calling her out for being pretty much a bitch, and she's like, "What are you saying about me?" It was really.
What'd you say? That's
really
hilarious. Good. I love it. Perfect. Nice. Great. So good anime. Mostly good anime all around this week.
Shorter review this week, but
but that's because let's be realistic here. Like Tower of God, not much to talk about there.
One Piece
pretty much didn't have an episode.
Yeah.
And then, but we covered Wistoria Wand and Sword pretty well.
Yeah.
And some of my heroes. So that was the episode, really.
Yep. Thank you, Normal Nerd Nation, for listening and maybe even watching another podcast episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Davis is always posting hilarious memes on there.
Also, like and subscribe while you're at it, and leave a rating if you have some time. It helps people find the show.